At Sparhawk's estate, he currently has captive a Thalbrooke spy. His followers have constructed a shack to keep the spy in, and Dr. Lowry has directly overseen restraining the spy by every means possible. He's bound his arms, blindfolded him, and has put oil, a salve, in his ears to deafen him, as well as he put a gag in his mouth. On his hands, he has bound them tightly and secured each individual finger to prevent him from casting any spells. He is tied up and chained to the ground. It's time for him to be interrogated. Dr. Lowry will directly oversee the interrogation. He enters the shack with a loud creaking of the door. The red tiefling towers over him, his shadow casted down upon the spy. Dr. Lowry leans down and says, "I understand that your training is among the best a spy can hope for, if you even survive it, and that running through your head, you're thinking of the countless trials you had to endure, the suffering, the pain, and they put you through everything they could think of, so that when you're in this situation, you will remember and you'll say to yourself, I've been through worse. But you haven't met me. And I know you're kind. I'm going to tell you exactly how I intend to break you. I do not have the means of replicating the amount of suffering and pain you've endured. But I am far from without my tools. I'm going to break your mind. I'm going to burrow inside it like a bug, gnawing at your brain stem. You sicken me. I want you to try with every ounce and drop of effort, of spirit, of fight that you have to resist. That way we both know I've truly broken you. I have some friends that are going to keep you company. You will not be getting sleep. You will be here for days. And even if you want to speak, I won't let you until I decide I want to hear what you have to say. Dr. Lowry leaves the shack and comes back promptly in his hand with 2 shrunken hag heads, each cackling and laughing and biting in the air. They're tied together by the hair on their head. He takes a rope and ties them directly in front of the spy, inches from his face. If you think that you know suffering and you know pain, just listen to what they have to say. He turns around and closes the door, and behind him, you hear the cackling, the laughter, and the pleading of these hags to bring them closer. They say, "Please, please bring us closer. Just let us have a taste. Just let us have a taste of flesh. Oh, smells of suffering. Oh, pain." For the next few days, the spy is given no food, no water, and certainly no rest from the horrors of what the hagheads are speaking to him, what they are telling him. At night, you can hear their whispers, and the spy moaning, and at times even crying, but never saying anything. One night, Kurt, the mage, goes directly to Dr. Lowry. Dr. Lowry, I have to speak with you right now. Kurt and Dr. Lowry go into a private war room. Kurt looks around. Okay. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. What have you guys done? What have you done? Speak, Kurt. What is wrong? I was working on an assignment a client gave me. I was looking at a script, and I was deciphering it, and I casted See Invisibility to see if there was any hidden text. And when I looked out onto the property, I saw countless scrying sensors. Looking everywhere. They were in my room. Lowry, do you hear me? They were in my fucking room. I don't know what you and Sparhawk are doing, but you need to stop. I looked around the entire property. They are fucking everywhere. They are in Tom's house. They are in the guild house. They are in this fucking mansion. The only place they are not is in this basement, in this room. I casted a spell. Private sanctum on the manor. So all of the scry sensors are gone from this manor, and as effective right now, the teleportation circle does not work. It only will last a day. But I am giving my notice of leave. I am leaving. I am not dealing with this shit. I'm still trying to get into school. This will not work. I cannot be here. I cannot be part of this. Whatever this is you're doing, I am done. I am leaving. Dr. Lowry grabs Kurt by the scruff firmly. You're not leaving, Kurt. Because if you do, you will die. You said yourself, the scry sensors are everywhere. That means they have heard and seen everything that has happened. They've taken note. The Thalbrooke have taken note. They have seen you here. Do you think that when you leave you will be safe? That they will not capture you? That they will not do the things we are about to do to that spy? Oh, but they will do far worse. I am not allowed bodily injury on the spy, per Sparhawk's orders. But they will not stop. They will have no boundary with you. They will have everything they want from you, and then they will kill you. So for now, your safest option is to stay here. They know everything about you already. You will not be leaving. God. You're right. You're right. You're right. God, what have I done? What have I done? Now they know. Now they know that I know. Now they know that I know that I saw. I shouldn't have casted that spell. I shouldn't have done, because now they know that I've seen their sensors. They know that we know they're listening and watching. Kurt, stop whimpering like a child. What you are going to do now is whatever I say. Private sanctum may become permanent if you cast it for a year. So you are going to cast that spell around the property for an entire year. During that time, you will stay here, continue your studies, read your books. We are far from without means. I have anticipated things like this. I did not know that they were already here. If things go bad, which they will, you are the least of their concerns. They want Sparhawk, and they don't even want him as much as they want his friend. He is just an accomplice. They want him for information. They want him as leverage. They want him. Not you. Not even me. So, if and when things go bad, all you have to do is run the fuck away. Do you understand? Yes. 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 I understand. God, do you think they'll do something to my family? I don't know. Don't give them a reason to. I can arrange to warn them, if you'd like. Yes. 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 I was going to be a court mage. Had everything planned out. I'm scared, Lowry. I'm scared. Private Sanctum only covers a certain area. And I only have so many spells I can cast per day. They could arrive outside of the walls anywhere, and who knows how many they're gonna bring, who knows what they're going to have. The best that will do is prevent them from just arriving in the front fucking lawn. What other option do we have right now? This is going to get gruesome. And you're in it now, because if you run away, you will not survive long. You have no choice. Cheer up, lad. Drinks are on me tonight. Cast Private Sanctum by the guild house and make sure that the shack is covered. I'm going to have a word. Yes. Kurt goes to cast Private Sanctum by the guild house, covering the shack in the area. Lowry steps in, pulls the hagheads aside, and sees the spy sweating blood. This happens during times of extreme stress. The spy, when he finally pulls the hagheads away, the spy says, "Get them away from me. I know what you did. I know what you did. And it's not going to stop them. Dr. Lowry. I know they're talking to you right now, and there's nothing I can do about that. But now they can't see you or hear you or me. I'd like to tell you why they call me Doctor. Pardon me if I get excited. In my circle, I'm a bit renowned for a certain skill. My favorite way of extracting information. It's not by brute force, it's precision. It's an art. First, I take a clean cutting board. And I show it. Starting at your hand, I make an incision down the midline, and layer by layer, I peel back your skin. Eventually, I'll reach the fat. And, just like a glove, I peel your skin off, revealing the muscles, the tendons, the joints. Piece by piece, I remove a tendon, a muscle. I show it to you, and I place it on the cutting board. And the longer that someone resists what I want to know, the more they see on the board that I am reconstructing their own hand in front of them. No one has ever made it past the elbow. Such pain and torture would be ineffective on you, but I'd be lying to say that I wouldn't enjoy it thoroughly. And I believe you would make it much past the elbow. Now, you're going to tell me what I want to know, or I'm going to bring your friends back here. The spy. When Dr. Lowry says that. No. No. Don't. They've told me things no human should know. Things of hell. And I can't get the pictures out of my head. Don't bring them back. My mind feels like it's melting. I'll talk. they didn't tell me a lot because they knew this might happen. That's a good dog. Now, tell me what you know. The spy proceeds to tell Dr. Lowry that nearby in the mountains, the Thalbrooke have made a camp, but they won't be able to see it. It's surrounded by an invisibility shield, very powerful. It's an encampment full of soldiers. His orders was to infiltrate Sparhawk's followers, scout the property, and remain insurgents for as long as they could. And they would receive orders along the way before coming to the manor and given this assignment. They were told nothing else. After Lowry's interrogation, he uses this as an opportunity to teach the followers means of extracting information without creating permanent bodily harm. One by one, the followers go inside, and Lowry gives them a lesson outside of the shack. Screaming, pain. After a full day of giving lessons, the Thalbrooke spy is given food and water. No permanent damage is done, per Sparhawk's orders. The spy is restrained yet again in the very same way. And Lord Norvac is made aware of the spy and the encampment of Thalbrooke soldiers. Norvac sends a secure wagon with a full squadron of soldiers. The spy is then picked up and transported elsewhere. For capturing a spy and an enemy of the land, Lord Norvac awards Sparhawk the ebony scarf. Several weeks later, next month, Sparhawk is back at his estate. And he gets in touch with Lenny, the criminal ringleader, boss of the underground fight pit that is in Raven's Bluff. Sparhawk went to Dr. Lowry to try to acquire a helm of teleportation, and Lowry reached out to Lenny. And Lenny is giving Sparhawk quite the deal on a helm of teleportation for the cost half off 20,000 gold. But in return, Sparhawk must make a personal appearance to Lenny's fight pits and fight a total of 10 rounds, 10 fights in the fight pit. And that is all the information that Sparhawk is given. Lenny makes it his promise that Sparhawk will not be killed, that he will walk out. And afterwards, they will heal any injuries that he has sustained to the best that they can. Sparhawk agrees, and after a month of promoting the fight, Sparhawk makes an appearance, not in his knightly attire, but in his own personal gear and with his own weapons. Sparhawk goes into Lenny's place, and Lenny is there, right at the door, waiting for him. Sparhawk, welcome, welcome. I've got quite the crowd inside for you. Come on, man of the hour, man of the hour. Come on, let's go. Walking inside Lenny's place, it is crowded, it is packed with all sorts. Lenny brings Sparhawk to a back room where the security are. And Lenny tells Sparhawk, now listen, you're fighting some tough SOBs, all right? Now, people paid good money for this, so you give them a show, all right? Anything's on the table, all right? No rules other than no killing, okay? Goes for both sides. Now, some pretty powerful people have paid money to set you up against things, whatever of their own choosing. People, could be monsters, whatever. I mean, I know, but I'm not going to tell you. You fight your 10 fights. You get your item. You get your nice helm of teleportation. And let me tell you, it is so... Oh, you're going to love this. You're going to love this piece. I added in something extra. And you know what? You fight real good. You fight real good, kid. I'll throw in something else that I'm sure you'd like to know. Anyway, go get them. Oh, between each fight, you're gonna take a break. All right, there's gonna be a 1 hour break between each fight, during which you come sit with me. All right, you can mingle. I actually encourage you to mingle if you enjoying it. I'm sure people are gonna want you, like, your autograph or some stuff. But afterwards, you come sit with me. I got some nice healing potions. All right, put it in some ale if you want, whatever. But make it go down smoother. Well, hey, get out there and give them a show. Sparhawk leaves. Lenny's security room. And the crowd is absolutely wild. They're cheering. They're excited. People are placing bets. Sparhawk is escorted to the ring. And once he is inside, he is set up with a group of brawlers. Lenny gets on a stand, a podium, and he addresses everyone. He says, "Welcome all you beautiful and ugly, all of you alike. Welcome to Lenny's place. I am glad that you took time out of your busy schedules for this wonderful entertainment. What we have tonight is 10 fights. Each fight will have a 1-hour break in between. The only rules of these fights is no killing. Everything else is on the table. Now, that being said, if you'd like to suggest something for the fight, come speak to me or one of my associates, and we'll see if we can incentivize our combatants to apply these rules to their fight." Now, at the sound of the bell, the fighting will begin. Place your bets and enjoy your night. Electricity is in the air. Sparhawk readies himself, and he is pitted up against several brawlers, fighters. People around the ring are putting their weapons through the cage for the fighters to grab if they want to. They are preparing the fight. Sweat dripping down each of their faces. And the bell rings. Immediately, these brawlers circle Sparhawk and begin making an assault attacks. Sparhawk, though, is holding his ground, very, very firm and steady. These don't feel like they are too difficult to take on, one by one or as a group. The fight is over in a matter of minutes. Sparhawk did take some good hits, but overall, he came out victorious. In the break, people tried to get Sparhawk's attention. People tried to get him to sign some things, and Lenny waits for him in his own personal lounge. Sparhawk takes a break, has some healing potion, and is brought back to full health before the second fight begins. The following fights are situations Sparhawk is not new to. He is definitely giving them a show, using any weapons that the crowd is slipping through the fence. Even at times showboating before dealing a knockout blow. The night continues on, fight after fight, and Sparhawk's resources have started to wear, but not go thin. He has had to use them. There have been some tough fights, but nothing where he felt like he couldn't handle. That was outside of his capabilities. And the crowd absolutely loves him, especially when Sparhawk comes back from a pretty nasty hit. They think right as he takes a really dazing blow, he comes back stronger and the crowd loves it. They go wild. On the 9th fight, Sparhawk faces a group of soldiers wearing nondescript armor, bearing shields and swords. There is a total of 6 of them. When the fight begins, they show extreme aggression, and they use their shields to knock him down, prone, and then to attack him. And this has been a consistent thing that they've been doing, a tactic they've been using, knocking Sparhawk down with the shields to deliver an attack. And when they do, they are particularly skilled at hurting a downed opponent. Sparhawk still has a wealth of resources left, some spell slots, some abilities, and he uses them. He is almost drained, completely dry, trying to fight off these soldiers. But in the end, he does get the victory. These combatants were particularly aggressive, and Sparhawk got the feeling that they were not specially trained. He had fought other thugs, some monsters, in the previous battles. In the rest time, he heals up, and Lenny gives him a very stern warning. Sparhawk, be careful. This next one. This is the main event. So expect it to hurt. Sparhawk, taking that advice, enters the final round. He is pitted against 2 heavily armored looking champions. When the bell rings, the fight begins, and Sparhawk is met with a dazing hit. And it hurts. It knocks him down to the ground. Quickly, he is flanked, and he can tell that these are very experienced fighters. As the battle continues, Sparhawk doesn't seem like he's able to find a footing in this fight. And this is the first time in a long time that Sparhawk is faltering in his fight, in his combat. He does not look good, and there is no ally in the ring. He is exhausted, his healing. He has no more smites left. Lenny is watching from above. And Sparhawk can see a concerned look in his eyes. He is carefully watching the fight. These 2 fighters, they knock Sparhawk down. And Sparhawk can see a look in their eyes. They don't intend to stop there. there's a look of death, of murder. One raises up its sword and crashes it down into Sparhawk, into his chest. Sparhawk coughs up blood. And when this sight happens, Lenny makes motions to his people around the ring. And they enter the ring, grab the fighters, and escort them out, putting up a fight along the way and even knocking down some of them, but they comply. Lenny has a stern word with them, getting in their face. He goes down into the ring along with some of his own mages, and they begin to cast some healing spells on Sparhawk. Lenny goes to Sparhawk and says, jeez. That wasn't supposed to happen, you know. I'm sorry. They're gonna take care of you. They're gonna patch you up. I'm gonna have a word with you when you're all good. Privately. Sparhawk gets the healing that he needs. But he doesn't forget that moment. Towered over by this experienced warrior. And then a sword come crashing, slashing into his armor, into his chest, feeling the blade inside of him. After Sparhawk has received the healing, he speaks with Lenny. The mages escort him in, and Lenny points around the room. The mages give him the all clear that it is secure and they're speaking privately. Lenny says, "Okay, you deserve an explanation. This is what I was going to tell you if you gave us a good show. But given that they decided to break the rules, I believe you have much deserved this piece of information. The last two fights were Thalbrooke. They came to me, they heard about the fight, and they offered me quite a large sum of money. Disgustingly large amount of coin. And I had to tell them to make sure that they abide by the rules, no killing. They said that they only wanted to be here to watch you fight, to learn your tactics, how you fought, how you acted under stress. And then they wanted the experience for their soldiers to fight you as well. But given that they had broken one of my only rules, doing future business with them has left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. Your reward, on top of that enlightening information, is your helm of teleportation. Now, here is how I've spruced it up. Not me specifically, I just acquired it, but not only is this a helm of teleportation, but on the inner lining of this helm is a plate, a metal plate, an enchanted metal plate welded into the helmet. You're gonna love this. With a man such as yourself, who is desired by a less distasteful crowd such as the Thalbrooke, I'm sure that there's going to be some situations in which you would not like to be followed by them, should you choose to use this helm. This plate masks the location, any location you teleport to using this helm. I have heard that there are magical means of following someone to their destination when they teleport. But this plate makes you invisible. Any place you're not invisible. You're not. It's not going to make you invisible. When you use this, when you teleport somewhere with this helmet, this enchanted plate or whatever the fuck it is, it's gonna make it so no one can follow you through. They're not gonna know where you teleport to. So there you go. My gift to you. I care about your health, kid. You're good for business. All right, I want you back. And again, I'm sorry for the unpleasantness. As much as they gave me a disgustingly amount of coin and this incident tonight, I'm never a man of extremes. So, hey, I might do business with them later. But if it involves you, I'll make sure to let you know. I'll let you know, just in case, because rules is rules. So enjoy your treat, Sparhawk. Safe travels. Sparhawk has acquired a helm of teleportation and a supposed plate on the inside, which will mask its destination, wherever it teleports to.